Hey, this is Sasha, and thanks for joining me here for another episode on Let's Talk Stocks. And today what we're going to do is take a look at settling with your stock trade. Now, why are we looking at this, or why are we talking about it? Well, because we have a new book that's coming out that's related all to mindsets, and it's called Mindsets of a Master Stock Trader. Now, when you look at stock trading in general, or you look at being successful at anything you do, there's really two parts. You have the outer game and the inner game. So the inner game is all the emotions, the psychology, the mindset. The outer game is the physical things, the outer stuff, the things like if you're going out and let's just say you're playing golf, it's, hitting the ball, the position, the pose. The inner game is the concentration, the way that you deal with a loss or a missed putt. So that's how the difference is between the outer game and the inner game, and they all work together to be able to push you further in becoming successful. And that's what this book is all about. So feel free to go ahead and subscribe to our newsletter list so that way you get notified when this book is released. Or of course you could scroll down and subscribe on the bottom, or you can wait till the end of the video. There's also going to be a link there where you can get on our newsletter list. So that way you can be the first, get a promotion, get a discount, all that good stuff when the book is set to release. Now today what we're going to do is we're going to dive into one of those mindsets. We're going to be looking at settling. So settling with a strategy, settling with your stock trade. A lot of people, they don't like the word settling. So when we look at a dating or marriage relationship, hey, dude, don't settle. Or girlfriend's talking to another, my wife and their colleagues, hey, you shouldn't be settling, right? So don't settle for someone that's not up to your caliber or standards. And this may all seem good in a conversational concept, but let's break it down a little bit further. If we look at settling, I like to look at it in, let's jump to another example. Let's look at a buying example. So if we're looking to buy something, let's say we're looking to get a new dishwasher because ours broke. Well, how do we make this decision process? Well, there's kind of two main ways to take this approach. You could go ahead with method one. You could try to get the best dishwasher that you could possibly get, but still pay the lowest price. And what you're trying to do here is maximize, tough to write while you're thinking and talking, but trying to maximize your purchase decision. So you try to get the most best for your money, right? So that's just kind of what you're trying to do, is you're maximizing your purchase. Hey, I want the best dishwasher. I want it to do this. I want it to do that. I need a certain color, but I want it at a low price. So you're trying to maximize things. The other approach is to satisfy, or in other words, satisficing your purchase decision. So you say, hey, well, I kind of want to spend in the range of, let's say, depending on your budget, but let's say $200 to $800. I don't want to go above that. If you have a different range, you might say, hey, well, I want a $500 to $600. I don't need a premium dishwasher, but I want something in this range. What is it that I can buy? As long as it kind of works, as long as it has some decent space, show me something. Well, all of a sudden, hey, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 dishwashers that come up, and you say, okay, well, I like this one because it's got a little more space. I like this one because the price is a little lower. I like that one because of the finish or the color. So in the end, you go ahead and you think about it in maybe 5-10 minutes, could be 20-30 minutes. You decide, okay, well, I'll go with this one. Good enough. That's all I really need. So there's really these two ways to kind of make a buying decision. If I'm looking for a dishwasher, do I want to really maximize my purchase, or do I want to just satisfy my needs and go with one of those? And when you go to this, there's of course pros and cons to both of them. Okay, so with maximizing, you get kind of the best for your money. With satisficing, you don't always get the best for your money, but you save a lot of other things. So in this case, so this you could say is the best deal or for your money. But here you get to save time, you save energy, so you don't have to go ahead and hunt for a dishwasher. Whereas, hey, maximizing, you might need to run around to 3 or 4 stores to figure out what's the best deal. You might need to clip some coupons. You might need to, apply for a credit card. So you're trying to maximize the purchase. to satisfy things. Hey, I don't want to sign up for a credit card. I don't want to run around to 4 stores. I want to save time. I want to save energy. I want to put it in. I want to make sure it works for a while. So this just basically, hey, it works and you're good, okay? Typically what happens is that maximizers are usually, not always the case, but psychologically speaking, and from the results and tests that I've seen done, is they're kind of less happy with their choices. And that's to be expected because they're trying to maximize their purchase, trying to get the best bang for the buck. So if a new dishwasher comes around, there's a better deal, let's say a month later, they might say, they might regret their purchase a little bit. Whereas satisficers are usually more, I'd say, more happy with their choices because, hey, it's good enough. Even if there's a better one coming along, I already took care of it. It's done. You get to the done part quicker. So as we look into trading and we start thinking about this is what happens when we're looking to settle with our stock trades, right? So do we settle? Should we settle? So do we maximize or do we satisfy ourselves when we look at a trade? Which approach should you kind of take? Well, here's a thought for you. Everybody's going to be a little bit different depending on their personal needs. Okay, if I told you you could go ahead and earn, let's say, let's do it percentage-wise, 12% return on your money, but you had to really hunt for stocks. You had to really go ahead and evaluate your trades. You have to really be on top of your trades. You have to manage your trades. You had to make sure everything was lined up, but you got to make 12%. Would you do that versus if I told you, hey, well, you're only going to make 9% return on your investment, but you just kind of put a trade on, don't stress too much about it. You don't have to really hunt for new stocks. You trade the same stock over and over again. Could be an index. And hey, is that good enough for you? So that's kind of the difference, right? You could make 12%, but here you have to search for stocks. You have to watch your positions. Takes more time. Have to be at the screen a lot longer. So there's a lot more involved. There's a lot more to do. There's probably more stress here. And you might be a little less happy because you're worried, hey, well, maybe I didn't choose the right stock. Here, in this case, well, you kind of just put a trade on. You don't have to spend a lot of time searching for stocks. Kind of the same stock. Could be the same index. Could be the same 5 or 10 stocks. You don't have to watch your position as much. You might not get a perfect entry or exit or not as good as over here. Good enough, but not as good. You don't have to screen or scan, the positions. You don't have to be at the screen as often. You have a little bit less stress because, hey, well, if it goes down a little bit, I'm okay, whatever. As long as 9%, it could be even 8%. I'm okay with that. And you'll typically be much more happy. Whereas here, you're kind of less happy. So is it going to be better for you to be a maximizer or a satisficer? And you might answer this question a little bit different. You might say, hey, well, Sasha, come on. You're looking at 3%. 3% is a lot of money. Well, yeah, 3% is a lot of money, depending on how much money we're talking about. So for you, a lot could mean $40,000, $80,000, $10,000. Could be $100. I don't know. Everybody's at different standpoints and different points in their life. So for you, that 3% might matter more, and you're okay to deal with all these other things. For other people, they might say, hey, I just want to enjoy my life. I want to go and retire and relax. I want to travel. I want to spend time with the kids. I'm a satisficer. This is good enough in stock trading. And you might be in different points. Hey, dishwasher, I want to maximize my purchase. Man, I want the best dishwasher there is. I want the best deal. I'm willing to, crawl on the floor and clean their floors to get the best deal I can. But hey, with stock trading, I'm good. I don't want the stress. I want to just satisfy my investments. I want, 9%, good enough. 8%, that's fine too. 7%, well, as long as I don't have to do too much. So everybody's different. Other people might say, hey, I want to maximize my stock trading. I want to maximize my investments. I want that 12%. I don't want 9. I don't want 8. I want 12. I want 13. I want 14. That's what they want. Dishwasher, I don't really care because I got the money. I just buy the most expensive one because I'm making more money here. So for you, it's going to be different. But these are the two things. Eventually, you're going to have to settle. Settle with something. You're going to have to settle whether it's a pick of a stock, and that doesn't matter if you're maximizing or satisficing, but you're going to have to settle with a stock. You're going to have to pick one. What do you go with? You're going to have to pick how much time and energy you want to put into this business. You're going to have to pick, hey, how much do I want to spend at the screens? And once you pick those things, you'll kind of be in one or the other bracket. Now, in some trades, hey, you might want to maximize those trades. And other trades, you might want to just, hey, they're good enough trades. Maybe they're longer term investments. You're just kind of grabbing them, holding on to them for a long period of time. So you might have different buckets of trades where some trades, this bucket is my maximizing bucket, and this bucket over here is my satisficing bucket. So you might have different trades that do different kinds of work for you. And you could split things up that way too. But understand that eventually you're going to settle in some way or another, because you have to pick a stock, you have to pick an investment vehicle or an index of some sort. But then what is the work and the amount that you want to get into? It's like buying a dishwasher. You want to maximize your purchase? Do you want to maximize your investment? Or you just want to satisfy something? Hey, go in, pick one, good enough, and I don't have to spend the rest of the weekend dealing with it. So here it is, satisficing, 9%, 8%, 7%. Is it good enough? But at least then you're enjoying your time with your family, your kids, you're traveling, whatever. So really, it's a trade-off. And you have to understand, hey, what's your choice? Where do you want to be? And what kind of life do you want to have? That's a personal preference. But understand that you'll probably fall in one or the other, or mix some trades in with one or the other. And what you don't want to do is misalign yourself trying to maximize this, trying to get the best return, but not willing to put the work in. Because all of a sudden, that's where trading losses start to take place. Okay, so there you go. Maximizing versus satisficing. How are you going to choose and pick and make your decisions? You're going to have to go with one. You're going to settle eventually. You're going to pick a stock. You're going to make a trade. But how will you make the choice? Are you going to just say, hey, this is good enough, and then I'm going to move forward? Or are you going to try to maximize your return on investment? Hey, that's totally up to you. That's a personal thing. But one thing you shouldn't debate about over is getting this book, because, hey, for a handful of dollars, you're going to really try to find, hey, is there a better book for an extra $1 or $2? So check out the book when it comes out, Mindsets of a Master Stock Trader. It's going to be released soon, so get on the newsletter list. Once it's released, you'll get notified if you're on the newsletter list. Of course, you could also subscribe on YouTube. And in the end, remember, do what you love, contribute to other people, but most importantly, live life abundantly. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.